here tonight, and I know a lot of people will be watching this after the fact. We seem to get a lot of people watching our webinars after the fact, so and I understand that way I can fast forward through the parts that are boring, but it's good to have you join us, whether you're live or on Memorex later on, whatever. Now, so it's just Catherine Weathersby and myself right at the moment. Don't know if anybody else will be joining us. I've been monitoring the chats in Facebook, and there are a lot of questions. So we're gonna try to answer a few of those. Kind of go over it again. Catherine's got some little bit of training she can do, and so Catherine, go ahead and give your intro and give us a little bit of information that you've got, and then hopefully we'll get a few more people joining us, and they'll be putting in some questions, because that's what we really would like to do. There's a lot of questions. Empower's changed a lot. iPAS is changing a lot to meet, to match what Empower's doing, and so it's just a really good thing we didn't launch a month ago or 2 months ago. It would have just been a mess. Now it's going to be so much easier and so much nicer. Okay, go ahead, Catherine.
Okay. Hello, my name is Catherine Weathersby, and I am a iPAS2 Black Card member. I really enjoy working online on the internet. I've been with the Empower Network since Chicago event, which was about a year or so ago. And at that point, I was drawn in at the event. I really liked the event that they put on. And so I really like working with people. I always have. I have ministry background. I was part of the first family. My dad was a pastor of a large church in Indiana. And so I've always been around a lot of children, a lot of youth. I grew up being the president of different organizations in my church, so I've always had the ability to get out front and speak and be involved and lead and teach, and just a whole, lot of things that I've done in my life working with people. So I have people skills. I enjoy being around people. I think I have my dad's personality, because I like to have fun and I like to meet new people and go places. So I've done traveling. I'm like Michelangelo. I don't have a broke story. My story is one of serving others, servant leadership. And so I really look forward to meeting people at the events and learning more about this company. And I'm very excited with the update we got recently about iPAS2. Looking forward to the launch, and look forward to talking to you all. Some people have been inboxing me. I have gotten messages recently from a lot of different people. So looking forward to working with you. And if you ever have any questions, please reach out to me.
Thank you, Catherine. And same here. We're strictly here. This is not a team call. This is not a this is not a Roy and Catherine call. This is anybody who's an iPAS Black member can join us on this panel. So if you'd like to just hang out with us and show your face. I mean, if you want to be a leader, you've got to get your face out there. It doesn't have to be the prettiest face, but you got to get your face out there for people to know. If you're just promoting Chris Jones, then you're just making Chris Jones more famous, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you'd like to stay in the background, but if you want to become a leader to make the really big money, you're going to have to get yourself out there. And this is an opportunity that I'm giving to people to, as long as you're an iPAS Black member, that you can join us on this panel. And if you have some information to teach, then we'd love to have you do that. If you just have some great ideas, we've had some of the coaches on. We've had a lot of different people on in the past. I know it's summertime and it's kind of it's more difficult to get on a Hangout. There's a lot of other Hangouts out there available for people, and you know, so we do appreciate that you do join us. I think we do have some of the best information that's available about what's going on. So, you know, Chris just, you know, gave us, you know, the whole system, and showed it to us yesterday. It's incredible. It is more than incredible. It's better than anything out there. Now, I have to admit, you know, we've been working on it for several years too, so there it should be. Just to give you a little background about myself, my name is Roy Harris, and if you've been watching these webinars at all, you know that you know a little bit of my history. But I've taken two paths my whole life. Ever since I was 12 years old, I was out working, mowing yards, and making my own money. And at the time, I was able to, you know, I took two different magazines. One was Popular Science, the other was Success Unlimited. That was published by W. Clement Stone. And if you see the Success magazine, if you could get a hold of any of those old magazines, I mean, they're incredible. They got articles from all the gurus, all the leaders back then, Og Mandino, and it's just Napoleon Hill earlier on, and some really Norman Vincent Peale. I was trying to think of. It's just just an incredible array. Back in the 70s, which is when I first started. Early 60s. Not early 60s, later 60s. I'm not that old. By the way, I do turn 60 this Friday, so anybody want to send me gifts are always accepted. So anyway, so I took two different paths, and so I do have a master's degree in electrical engineering. I do test airplanes for the Boeing company, and so I do have a JOB, but I have a JOB that most people wouldn't mind having. I get to go out and test, play with big boy toys, and that is like the ultimate big boy toy. I have my own 747, or did have for quite some time that I was testing, and that's pretty cool to have your own 747. And so I consider that the ultimate big boy toy. I mean, you can have your Porsches and you can have your Maseratis. I have a 747. I win. So true, I can't park it in my backyard or in my driveway. Would be a little difficult, but I in every respect except having my signature on the bottom line, I own that airplane until it goes off to a customer. Right now, I'm testing the new the tanker. It's a 767, and that will be modified. It's a special 767, and then it'll be modified to become our new tanker systems to replace the KC-135s. And so then the other side is I've been a marketer pretty much all my life. Like I said, I was earning my own money when I was 12, and until I was never really keen on working for somebody else. I always liked working for myself. So I went door to door selling vacuum cleaner, Kirby vacuum cleaners, which probably one of the heaviest vacuum cleaner you could carry door to door. And along with that, I'd have a couple of knife sets, but most everybody wanted shampooing, so I was always carrying a gallon of shampoo stuff with me and stuff. So it was just, oh my gosh, it was, those days were, and then I delivered things and stuck things on people's doors. But as far as I never did like the working at McDonald's. I think it's almost a rite of passage. You work for some fast food place when you turn 16, and I was not into that. Sorry, never been well at taking orders, I guess, and that's why I do all right. Testing. I do take some orders, but for the most part, I run the show, but the other jobs I've had, I've had my own. I had the second largest Capodimonte Swarovski crystal store online, and so I know how to sell things online. I've worked, I did work with W. Clement Stone, which is one of the proudest times I've ever had. The man I followed since I was 12 years old. My goal was to be able to, for him to, personally mentor me. He couldn't personally mentor me because I didn't go to Chicago. If I could have went to Chicago, I might have been able to have gotten personally mentored by W. Clement Stone, but he mentored me as I was a sales rep for his company, and I took all the training. I studied all the books and everything that he gave me, all the different training classes. We went through a 2 weeks, very intensive training at the very beginning that he had set up. So, I learned to sell at a fairly young age. I believe I was like 20 at the time I started working for him, and then I had the opportunity to work with Donald Trump, and in that case I did spend time with him personally, and he's, what you see on TV is not the real person with Donald Trump. Like he would say, I have to have my TV persona, and he did have. A lot of people think he's just a jerk, and he's pretty cool guy. I'm not going to say he's perfect by any means. He definitely has a few faults. There's more than one reason he likes to own the Miss USA pageant, and he does like being surrounded by beautiful women, and well, if you got to have a bad habit, I guess that's not a terrible one to have. But as far as negotiator, he is probably the best negotiator I've ever met. I mean, I've seen him in action. I've seen he could talk you out of your, you think David Wood is good about getting your credit card out of your wallet. Donald Trump will have your wallet and your credit card in your pants, your shirt. He'd have it all, and you'd be happy to give it to him. It's just amazing what he can do. So I've had the opportunity to work with, real professionals like that. And then since I've been in this online industry, I've had Dagan Smith as a personal coach and mentor and a good friend. Jonathan Budd, another good friend. Other people that within Empower, Lawrence Tam, he's and then David Wood, and just so many people within our group that are just incredible people. I mean, they didn't start out rich, and that's what I like. My folks, when we talk about dirt poor, my folks were dirt poor because their first house actually had a dirt floor, and I can't even imagine that. I mean, they didn't live there very long, but when they first got married, they had no money at all, no money, and they were able to rent this house, and it had, my mom was telling me, it had a dirt floor, and it's like, I can't even hardly imagine that. But I guess it's not too far, from my great grandfather was chief of the Osage Indians, and so obviously, he lived in a teepee and he had a dirt floor, so it's not too unusual, I guess, to have a dirt floor. So I've grown in both aspects. I've grown in marketing. I've grown in as an engineer, and I've seen a lot of changes in the way things are done. And it used to be 10 years ago, you could just put something online. You could get a capture page and you could sell it. You could just go to And even more recently, you know, you could go to ClickBank and you find some products that we're selling, put some ads out, and you can make some money, and you can still make a few bucks that way. But and then of course the MLM market is another one that it's much more difficult now. People have seen this model. They've seen the oh, okay. Oh, I got a question. Okay, cool. $7 product versus the current $10 DVD. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that for sure. Okay, and so there's been a lot of changes made. So you can't just make a lot of money by joining some MLM and thinking that you're going to get rich. Most people, if they stick it out, I mean, they make enough maybe to make their auto ship payments every month, and you know, and that's not really being a success. And if you're only making $100 or $200 or $500 a month, that's in my books not really successful. And so you know, if you're content with making, you know, a few dollars affiliate marketing or a few dollars in the MLM market, you know, go ahead, do what you're doing. If you really want to make serious money, then you either have to have your own products, and believe me, I spent the last year and a half working with Dagan and Dagan Smith on setting up my own company, and because, you know, I thought I could, and Chris Darty, same thing. I mean, we both went out and tried to set up our own companies, and it's terribly expensive. It's so hard to find good help, and you're not. So when Chris Rushlow was here staying at my house a few weeks ago, he was saying, Roy, you need to give that up right now, because the changes that are coming about just in an hour, he says, you'll be able to make 10 times more money than you could in your own product right now. And you know, it's, even though it's your own product, ultimately I'd make more money in that, but it just takes so much money to get it started that you would be surprised. So I'm focusing 100% on iPAS now. I was fortunate enough, I brought Chris Jones into the Empower Network, and so because I saw the vision early on of what this could do, and I have to tell you, what Chris Jones and the team's coming up with is amazing. Yeah. So we have a question, and I want to go ahead and go to that. It's like, okay, the $7 product versus the $10 DVD offer we are marketing. So you're talking apples and oranges, kind of, because I think the $10 DVD, you're talking about the original iPAS that we've been doing. Is that what you're understanding, Catherine?
You know what? I wasn't aware of the price for the original iPads because I wasn't involved with that.
Well, it was. I thought it was. Let's see if I can remember. Let's see, $29 or $39. And so I'm not sure what this what the $10 DVD was. So what the $7 tripwires are is it's basically okay, I have a secret, and I'm going to give you that secret for $7, and the secret is iPAS, okay, and it's the iPAS system. So in $7, it'll be different ways of marketing iPAS, the system, not iPAS, but what it would take to set that system up, and then you can use that system in any company you're in. If you want to use it for an affiliate marketing, it used to be called a loss leader program. So you take a product, say you have an MLM company. Well, and I don't even think they'll let you do this, but and maybe they will. I'm not sure, because I haven't tried it in a long time. But it's something we used to do a long time ago. Is you take one of your products and you actually sell it for less than what, or equal to what you paid for it or something, and to get people interested in it. Or you might give it, give them like a samples and stuff like that, and get them involved, interested in your company that way. And that's kind of like the $7 tripwire is. It's just a way. It's a cheap way of getting. It's a way of getting people's wallets open. Is essentially what it is. And so it's it's totally digital. It's basically the theory behind iPAS, and then that takes them to the $47 core offer, which is iPAS. And so everybody will have to buy the $47 iPAS system. Okay, let's see. Okay, and okay, so. Oh, okay. So, and before on the old iPAS system, we actually sent them a physical product, and kind of like what we're doing now with Empower Network. Okay, now we have a physical product that we can send out to customers for Empower. Fight the forces of evil. It's really cool. I've got a bunch of DVDs, and I've sent out several. So it's a little bit like apples and oranges, okay? So that was a physical product we could send out to somebody and get them interested, and then take them down that path, okay? So now this is all online, the current iPAS system. So we have two ways of going. You can go out with a physical product of the Empower Network's Fight the Forces of Evil DVD. You can go out and market the iPAS system by just sending traffic to it. And so I want to make sure I'm answering these questions as clearly as I possibly can. So it's two different ways of going. That was a physical product that would get into people's hands, and they could open it up. I've got one in the back in my office, and but I don't want to confuse people with that, because let's just say, take that out of the picture. I don't know if they're going to continue even doing that. It's possible. I don't know. I haven't talked. There are so many changes going on right now. It's just mind blowing. Chris keeps changing his mind. It's like, okay, David Wood changes his mind, Chris changes his mind. David Wood changes his mind, Chris changes his mind. It's like, oh my gosh, will you guys get together? You're driving us crazy. So it is. It's really. It's like, oh, geez, I had this vision of putting this together a long time ago, and basically 2.5, little over 2.5 years ago, when I first, 2.5 years ago when I first talked to Chris Jones about it, back in October, November of 2007 was, and I mean not 2007. That's when I was. When was it? 2011. Okay, 2011. When about how these things could, and so things kind of switched around, and we were, instead of Empower being an entry-level product for the Success Copilot system, then they came out with the iPAS system, now the iPAS2 system. So let's just focus on iPAS2, okay? It's a tripwire offer. It explains in different formats without going through a capture page first. The product is kind of the capture page. I mean, all I have to do is put in their email, and so that way you capture their email at that time. So you will need to have an AWeber GetResponse, and it would be better if you did. I'm just saying. You don't have to, but it would be better. And that way you can capture it. All the follow-up emails will be done, are done for you, and so that those people are all yours, okay? And if you sell it, the system, you can sell that to people and say, hey, we can get people. You can buy. Get all in Empower, okay? Get the whole thing, and then they can use the system to to market whatever they're currently marketing. So affiliate marketers, MLM people, so they can use this system for anything. They don't have to use it just for Empower. Okay, so but then so that's the element of the $7 tripwire offer. Okay, then we give them for $47. We give them the iPAS system. Okay, then they have tripwire. They've purchased the system they can then use to go into the Empower Network, so they can go right from that right into the Empower Network, even if they skip the $97 upsell. Then they can go right into the starter kit. Okay, so people can just buy the tripwire, buy the 47, and skip the 97, and go right into starter pack. And then, as Mike Hobbs says, if it's somebody that's already in, so there's really three categories. I want to bring this out. Okay, so you've got three different groups, and so let's not confuse the different groups here. You have new people. Okay, let's say you got a brand new person and iPAS is live. Okay, then they have to go through the whole thing. They have to go $7. They'll go hit the $7 tripwire. They'll do that, and then it goes into the $47 core offer. Okay, so that then they can skip over the $97 upsell, and they could go right into the starter kit and go right in starting in Empower Network, getting the starter kit, the silver, gold, or the black, and they still have the 72 hours to get the discounts. Or they could, a new person, they could go 7, 47, 97, and then go in the starter pack. But they have to go in that order: $7, $47 starter pack, or 7, 47, 97 starter pack, and for $197. And I think Chris explained it really well on how you get paid. You either make 50% or you make 70%. If you're a black member, you get 70%. Everything else, you get paid 50%. And I want to make sure I'm getting everybody's questions answered while I'm going through this. So how are we getting sales using the iPAS free as of right now? So how are we getting sales? Sales,
well, the only way you
I
can
guess Empower Network, I guess.
Wouldn't you have to sell the Fast Start kit to get sales? Because basically at this point, nothing with iPAS2 is for sale. Right. So the only way that you could get sales is if you sold the back end, which is the Empower Network products, and then they could come in on the front end when it goes live. From what I understand, Mike Hobbs was saying, and get the $47 product and then become a part of the front end.
Okay. He said he couldn't hear you, but I could hear you. But basically, I'll just repeat. I don't know why, but so I'll repeat. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to hear you, because I can hear you. So so what Catherine said is, right now you can't make any money on iPAS. So people still can sign up for free in iPAS. There'll be a period of time that anybody who's already in Empower can sign up for free even after we go live. So even after we go live, so there's the different groups, and I got sidetracked again. But so let's go back to the different groups. So right now, nobody can make money in iPAS, but you take them. It's really difficult because things are changing so much that I'm having just people. I'm sending out. I'm just having people contact me directly, because as soon as I put something out, it changes, and so it's really, really difficult to put something out there. like the iPAS2Free.com or any of those, the 20K, because it changed, and so it's easier for them just to get on a hangout with me, and I can I can walk them through the system of what they're going to get, and then I can show them. Then you can show them the video that Chris just did. You can show them the video that David did on, if you've got the DVD. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people don't have the DVDs for Empower. How are you getting sales, Ian? Can you please share? So that's the way I'm having to do it right now. I'm just having people connect with me. So I have an 800 number, and they can call. They can get through Facebook, or they can email me. So I have 3 different ways for people to contact me. And then I just get them on. I get a group on a Hangout, and then just pretty much like what we're doing now. And then I explain what's going on. Ask them what they're trying to do. Basically ask a lot of questions and see where they want to go, what they're trying to do, and then I can show them. It's like, okay, here's what we've got. And I can show them, the Fight the Forces of Evil DVD. You can't put it online, okay? I've already been in contact with the Empower Network. You can't put it online, but there's no reason you can't show it on if you've got a private group, or it's just like doing a hotel meeting, but you're doing it online and to a specific group. So it's kind of like a virtual hotel meeting, okay? And because I have a lot of people that are not local, and so that are on my email list, and so rather than send them the DVD, which I have sent them out. I've sent them out all over the world right now, but I can get them on a Hangout, and I can just show parts of it, or I can show all of it. And that seems to be working really well, getting Ian sales right now, and then I can show them the iPAS. And basically, anytime you can share a vision, people will buy a vision easier than they will a product even. If you can show in their mind the vision of where we're going, you will sell more than you ever will in with a banner ad, or a sales funnel, or a video, or anything else. I mean, when you have a one-on-one, and you can do that real easy with a Google Hangout, Webinar Jam, if you've got it. My buddy Mike Fulsame will be happy to sell it to you if you don't. And you will do so much better. You'll have, because instead of customers, you don't want customers. You want supporters. You want fans. You want people that will follow you anywhere. And if you want to see the ultimate in that, you just watch Chris Darty. I mean, from where he was 3 years ago, and then where he went with his own his Neo network group. People will follow him off the end of the planet. If he said, "Let's all get in a spaceship and go to Mars," he'd have millions of people following him. So, and that's what you want to create. And if you can do a Google Hangout, you can do that, and you sell them the vision of where we're going, and you can get a tremendous amount of sign-ups by just doing that. So get some interest out there. Put out a video, put out a banner ads to your own list, and get them on a Google Hangout. Even if you've got a group of, if you only got 2 or 3 people, that's 2 or 3 people. Start sharing the vision. start sharing the vision. Start sharing the vision. Okay, every week or every night. It doesn't matter. You know, you do it as often as you possibly can. Do it every day. Get everybody on a hangout and just put it out on your list. If you don't have a list, then do a solo ad and put it out to a solo ad group. Go to you know, you can buy a list. Don't buy it from, if they're not pretty close to $1 a name, a click, then it's junk. Okay, go to Dagan Smith's my home. What's the name of his company? Anyway, you just look up solo ads. If you got, they're out there. I mean, hopefully you've got the Ian products. Go look at Empower Network. We got a whole list of how you can find solo ads and stuff. So go out and you can do that. So we should not be using or top secret. No, I wouldn't use any of those old videos because there's too many things are changing. Okay, I mean, I don't think that's the best way to go. I think you're going to lose. You're going to confuse a lot of people if they see a lot of the old videos. Well, you can go to the Top Secret Meeting. You can use any of the Empower Network links that you want to, but you really need to be sending them now to Fight the Forces of Evil funnel, because we want to get away from, and I've been, this is something I've been bugging, you know, Dave and those guys about for a long time, is, you know, the 19, the 25, the 100, it was just like, people were like, oh my gosh, you know, just sell them. And now the Fight the Forces of Evil is $197. You sell it and you make $125 off of it. And so, and I made this offer last week, and I don't know, you know, I've sent out a lot of DVDs, and I don't know if I want to send out a lot more, but anybody who's on live, if you want a DVD, just you know, it's going to be about $5 for shipping anywhere in the U.S. I've been sending them to it's cost me about $15 to send them to Australia, so I'm guessing I could send them almost anywhere in the world for $15, $20. I mean, just, and I'll send you two, and all I'm asking is you pay the postage. And so anybody that's on, if you don't have the DVD, just get a hold of me, and if you don't have one, and I'll send you two of them, okay? So you have one to keep and one to lend out. And that's what we used to do back in the old days, okay? It's like, I got to have that back, you know, because I only have one. You know, you don't tell them about the spare you got back here that's yours. You know, he's like, I only have this one. You got to give it back. I got a list of 10 people that want to see it. And so when can you watch it, you know, because I got to have it, you know, right back. So do that. I mean, take it and use it. And so right now, if you want to use the Empower Network, I mean, it's powerful what David's got out there, okay? Then you can always bring them into the iPAS system, okay? Because it's free for another week. Like I said last week, if anybody was on last week, when I talked to Andy in compliance, she said that based on what she's got, she'll have everything done next week, okay? So now we've still got to do a little testing, because I mean, a lot of the videos got changed, and so if compliance is done next week, and I can't specify a date next week, okay, just next week, I would think we'd be able to go live within a week after that, okay? Okay, so it really shouldn't be more than 2 weeks from now. And so you can go out there and you know, promote Fight the Forces of Evil, You can promote, like I said, I would do a Google Hangout and just, you know, Chris put out a little, like a teaser video, really cute, little like a cartoon one, and I would just put that out as a teaser, okay, and to get people, or you can set, you know, you can create a banner ad, you know, and you can create your own banner ads, or get a hold of Catherine. She'll be happy to you know, for a couple bucks or a few bucks, she'll make your banner ad. Let's see.
Can they hear me now?
Yeah, it was his own system.
Okay.
Facebook,
Okay.
please send me some. Okay. So should we be using it? Okay, well, that makes sense. Okay. So anyway, hopefully I've answered most of the questions, but so there's different groups, okay? So a new person going through, they've got to go through the whole thing, and they have to buy the starter kit. The starter kit's, you know, $197 and in Empower. Then we'll have a silver, which is now going to be Costa Rica, okay? And if you watch the video, it's not set up yet. So if you watch Chris's video yesterday, it doesn't say that yet. But this is what's in his head. That's why I mean, between David's head and Chris's head, they're driving me nuts. But even though I brought those two together, they're both brilliant. They're both incredible marketers, and so it's just getting better and better. I mean, it's just they're building on each other. It's great. So you have to buy the starter kit, and that'll include the $19.95 you know, affiliate fee, the blog 25, and the inner circle. Okay, and so that'll be a $197 one time, and then they'll have to pay $125 every month. Okay, after that. So hopefully somewhere in there it tells them that they're going to have to do that. Now you make $125 on that, and then if you're an existing Empower Network member, but you only have like the blog and the affiliate program, then you're going to have to buy the inner circle, okay? And before you can start upgrading to silver, gold, or black. And if you're an all-in Empower Network, then you don't need to buy the starter kit. And if you're all in Empower Network and not in iPAS, there'll be a short period of time and that you'll be able to get into iPAS for free. So hopefully that answers that. Okay, Costa Rica silver is Costa Rica, gold is 15K formula, black is a master's program. So hopefully you understand that. So that's you know, just anybody who's online, type in Roy Harris in Facebook. I show up first thing. Okay, you'll see my Solovay plane there. I put that on because Boeing gets real weird if I put their airplanes on my blog. So so I have my Solovay. I was also a founder in Solovay. So I like that airplane. You know, it's still an airplane. So just go there, and it's really easy to find me. So what is this? $144.95. No. So you pay $197 because now you've got to buy the starter kit. Okay, it's not $144.95 anymore. Sorry, it's $197. Okay, and because you get the $19.95, you get the $25 blog, you get the $100 inner circle. I mean, these are all things you've got to have anyway. Then you get the starter kit, okay, with that, okay, and it's $197. And then from then on, it's $125 a month for them, and you make $125 from that $197. So no, can't get it for $144.95 anymore. Now you may still actually be able to right now because they don't have that online yet. So you can still buy the individual products. So if you want to get in and you're not in yet, get in. and get in for $144.95. You know, you can now just pay the 19, the 25, and the 100, but you won't be able to very much longer because the starter kit, when iPAS goes live and EN and Power Network, it will just be a one-time. Well, not a one-time. It'll be a one. You got to pay that. You know, you got to buy that whole kit now instead of individual products. So right now you can get in, and the 100 and the 25 will be reoccurring. So you will be paying that, and the affiliate fee. I'm sorry. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I see what you're saying. Yeah, you've got to pay the affiliate fee every month. Okay. Thank you, folks, for keeping me in line. Okay, it's $144.95 every month. Yes, yeah, and you will be, and you can buy it for that right now. But eventually but you only make $125 off of it. Okay, sorry. Yeah, you're supposed to be keeping me on track. See, Jay was here; he'd be keeping me on track. See. Anyway, Catherine, why don't you? You had a little bit of training you wanted to do tonight. I'm sorry. I'll take some more questions after Catherine's done. See if I can't mess you up some more.
Okay. Yes. Before we went to Charlotte, I attended an event in Houston, and the guest it was a local meetup. So we're talking about offline marketing. So this is the DVD, and when you are going into these or going to people, you need to establish rapport. And so we went to this Big Al event. That's his nickname, and he's not big at all. So he's the opposite of that name. And he is a well-known, world-renowned network marketer, and he teaches it. And at the event, he talked about, how you establish rapport with people. Now that, everyone is going and approaching people, it can be a daunting task, especially if you're a newbie. And if you haven't had sales experience, and even if you have, so much has changed because of the economy and people having disposable income. So, there are certain ways that you approach people, because he talked about the conscious and the subconscious and how the subconscious is programmed. And you come to people and you ask the wrong questions and immediately they shut you down. So you don't want to be slam dunked by people when you don't know what to say. So there's phrases that you can use to say, and there's things or phrases you don't want to use. I'm going to give you an example. Would you be interested in the Empower Network? Roy, what would you say? If you didn't know anything about Empower Network and I walked up to you and said, would you be interested in the Empower Network?
No.
No, because the subconscious is programmed when that type of question is presented. The answer is no. I have another one. I just got involved with. You're my brother-in-law. And so I come up to you and say, hey, I just got involved with Empower Network. What do you think about that?
So is that another one of those schemes you've been doing?
Exactly. So those are two questions you do not ever, as a newbie, ask anyone, because you will be shut down.
Yeah.
So let me give you 5 words that work. And he gave us these 5 words. Would it be okay if I told you about a business where you can earn an extra paycheck? Roy?
Yeah, I'd be interested maybe in that. That sounds interesting.
Okay, so as you see, he immediately said yes, because I'm not asking him if he's interested in something. I'm asking him, would it be okay? Another one, would it be okay if you made more money than your wife part-time than she makes full-time?
Yeah.
I mean, these are questions that unless you're Donald Trump, these are questions that you're not going to say no to, okay? I mean, what do you have to lose?
No.
And so this is one that I've been using. This was the first one that he gave us, because a lot of times when you establish a rapport, the first thing you want to do is you want to have an icebreaker. So you want to have something to establish rapport quickly. You don't want to be in a 2-hour conversation with anyone. You want to get in and out. So if I walked up on someone and they, were a potential prospect, I would say, are you married to your job or are you open-minded? Now, I've established with Roy last week that I asked that question of 2 people in Charlotte. One worked at Pizza Hut and one worked at Walmart, and they both insisted that they were married to their jobs. Now, that doesn't line up. That doesn't quite line up with what he taught us, but I mean, in this economy, people have fear. They have true fear of losing what they already have. And it's probably because they might be working 2 or 3 jobs. Maybe they got that job after being employed for a period of time. So, you may not get the exact response on that question that you might expect, but, it's one that will open a door. And if they say yes, then you just go on and you start talking to them about your opportunity. This is a sequence of words. It's 2 words. And we're not supposed to be training this outside of this event, because he said most people don't understand this. But because I am a iPAS2 Black Card member, I said that I would share this with the group. Most people, 2 words. Most people hate their job. Most people want more money in their paycheck. Most people would like to work out of their home. Most people earn more money. Most people would like to earn more money while they sleep. So these are just little, icebreakers that you can, say to people while you're talking to them about your opportunity. Most people. Most times they're going to agree, okay? There's nothing here that indicates that subconscious is not saying nope, 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 no. It's not shutting it down. They're listening. Most people. They're going to see what's going to come next. Most people want to earn more than they're worth. Most people want to earn what they're worth, because most people don't earn what they're worth, okay? Most people want to go on vacation. Most people want to see the world. These are things that unless you're just whatever, you're not going to dispel any of that. You're going to agree. Everybody knows, okay? Everybody knows that it must be true that there's no guarantee of a job, And you can make these up as you go. We did them in groups. So, we practiced with each other. We had to come up with these. Most people know that you can't go on vacation making minimum wage. Okay? Real easy. Everybody says. And then you come up with, just sit down. It might take you 10 or 15 minutes and come up with some, some answers to these. There is, I wrote these down, I'm sorry. There's an old saying that 2 paychecks are better than 1. Who can disagree with that? All of this stuff is just common sense. Well, you know how people say that you can't make money online. No, that's not what you want to say.
No.
Well, people do say that. They think it's, a scam. So a lot of people do say that. So these are just things that you can throw out there. I have 2 things to tell you. One is good news and one is bad news. And then you go into what the good news is. Did you know that you can earn 6 figures online? But the bad news is your pension plan won't take care of your retirement alone. So you switch it up. You switch it up. You switch it up, and you keep it going. And at some point, he was mixing all of these together, and we couldn't keep up. He was saying, most people say that, you can make more money um, you know, working, what I said about the part-time, your spouse working part-time, then you make full-time, that sort of thing, and then he was just steadily messing them up. Hi, Jay. Me and Jay.
Hey,
All
I
right.
don't know if this would work on my phone or not.
Out with this. Where you at, guy?
We're still in the room. You see?
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
That's Chad Oxted over there, and Ken Stone Jr., Danny Yoon, and Charity.
You had a training event?
Charity. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
I was just doing a little training myself. So
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt. I wanted to try and get on, but this went a little longer than I thought. So.
okay. Well, if for more information, go to CatherineWeathersby.com. I wrote an article today about Big Al. I have 2 books on my website from Amazon that you can, you know, go to Amazon and purchase. Go to the right-hand column. You'll see the books as you're reading the article, and I'll have some more of these for you next week.
Okay. So, Jay, what did you learn tonight in your training?
I learned that the David Wood DVD works.
Yeah.
Oh, yay!
And Roy gave a very generous offer last week for anybody that watches this, so if he's still doing that, I would take advantage of it.
All right. So was this your home meeting?
I was partnered up on this one. This
Okay.
was Chad's deal.
Oh, excellent. So how many people were really excited? All of them?
Everybody. That's what I wanted to see, because this was my first time watching with other people, so I wanted to see the reactions.
Great. Well, you beat us to the punch. You have already had your first event.
Right.
I'll see you guys. I'm going that way.
So did you ask the series of questions that we had that Dave gave us?
That's the series. It's 2 questions, and that's
Two
the 2 questions that worked.
They worked?
They worked. That's why I said it was my first time watching it with somebody else. I want to see their reaction.
Uh-huh. That's great.
See, we don't only talk about it, folks. We do it. Okay.
That's encouraging.
And that's
I'm going down by the gym right now. So.
Wannabes, the wannabes, and the ones that are actually making money. Okay. You can wannabe as much as you want. You can try to get as much information as you want, but if you're not doing it, you're not going to make any money. Jay went out there, you know, he partnered with another guy and Chad, and they got a group people together in a room. So, you know, the hotel meetings work.
And this is at this place where he got was at like a community center, and
so it's free, right? Or cheap?
No, he paid, but not very much. And then someone else suggested, I saw them the other day, they were doing one at the library, and I checked with my library, and they have rooms that are, I mean, basically you're giving them away.
Yeah.
And they had the projector. The library had the projector and everything already included with it.
Yeah. All you have to do is reserve the room.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we made a commitment that we're going to make. We're going to be doing this. I just got back, and so I just got back in town late. Well, early this morning. Let's just say I got home about 2:30 this morning. So I'm a little bit behind on getting my meeting going. But I will be doing that soon. But I've got to celebrate my birthday this Friday first. I've got a
happy birthday.
I've got a Spike and the Impalers. I don't know if anybody's heard of them, but they're pretty famous around Seattle area, and so they're putting on a concert, and so I've been invited to be with the band. So this Friday, so that's my present, to be up on, you know, with them. So maybe they'll let me show the video at the, you know, there'll be a few thousand people there. I don't know. It'd be a great opportunity.
Right, Tom.
You know, while you're all still here.
You only want one thing for your birthday, and that's to play that video.
That would be cool. So, Somebody wanted to know if they can get your scripts, Catherine, but everything's at your website, right?
The scripts are not at the website. There's a review of the event and the workshop, and the two books are there. If they want a PDF, please email me at kjweathersby@gmail.com, and I will have a PDF for you.
Okay, just repeat that one more time.
Okay, if anybody wants a copy, they can get a PDF at kjweathersby@gmail.com.
Okay, so hopefully you can watch this on the replay and catch that. Okay, if you didn't catch the first time. Now
I don't see any way for me to mute out. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Just did you want to cover anything while you're walking around?
Oh, I'm in the car now, but no, that was just my thing. That I mean, each and every week, in and out, we say the same stuff just to take action and not wait for the system to be fully complete before you do anything. We have stuff right now that converts,
Yes.
and now we just got additional tools that help convert. And if you weren't in Charlotte, get a hold of somebody that was there and see if you can get a copy of the DVD and just start making it happen.
Do not put it online though. Two questions are. Go ahead, Jay. Tell them the two questions.
The two questions are you talking about on the DVD?
Yeah, on the DVD.
What did you like best about what you saw? And then you nod your head yes and say, sounds like you're ready to get started, no matter what they say.
That's right. So it's not really a question. Sounds like you're ready to get started.
So it sounds like you're ready to get started, and you're nodding your head yes. And then they nod their head yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something we learned a long time ago back in the sales world is people will copy you. You start copying them, they'll start copying you. You shake your head yes, they'll start shaking their head yes. It's like, so what did you like best about what you just saw? Sounds like you're ready to get started. Because they're nodding their head yes and telling you what they like.
And don't say anything.
What they say. Sounds like you're ready to get started. Pop, 197. Okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's always worked for me in sales too, is that you make that question, that buyer's question there, and then you don't say anything. You just sit there.
No, yeah.
You don't want to be the first one that talks after that point.
Right. The first one that talks loses.
Yeah.
Loses money.
Yep.
Yep.
So you want them to lose their money, give to you.
Yeah. When I used to do alarms, it was the same way.
Lose that money.
Yep.
Yeah.
I used to do interior design, and I got a $25,000 first job out, and I didn't say a word. I just stood there and smiled with the contract, and they signed it, and they gave me a check for half, and I was very happy.
Now, if you're live one-on-one with somebody, this is something this is something David finally learned about, and David Wood. But something I learned with the Kirby business is you just put your hand out at the same time and say, welcome to, in his case, welcome to Rainbow, welcome to your new Kirby. And you just put your hand out, and once they shake it, it's a done deal. I mean, they'll sign the contract, everything. So that's another little thing. It's like sounds like you're ready to get started. Put your hand out, and once they shake it, it's a sealed deal because people feel obligated at that point.
Exactly.
And once they shake your hand, so that's another thing you can do if you're live one-on-one. Now, so many of us in this day and age, we can't get live one-on-one, but if you're just talking to somebody, and you get them to watch the video, and you're right there with them. I mean, what did you like best about it? And they tell you, it's like, sounds like you're ready to get started. Put your hand out. It's like, welcome to the family. And then shut up. You don't say anything else after that. They shake your hand. It's a sealed deal.
And you don't blink.
And you don't blink either. Yeah. One more question I had. If you're already all in and in power, and you signed up for iPAS2Free.com, you automatically a black member, and Yeah, but you still, everybody's going to have to go through the funnel, or through, not through the funnel, but through the iPass system. Even if you've got it free, I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do that, but you're going to go through the tripwire. You're going to see the core offer, and you're going to go through the $97 dollar offer, and somehow you'll if you're already signed up, and you may have to. I got this from the earlier from Marion. She's one of the coaches, so she was on one of our webinars. So she's saying very possibly you may have to re-tie your iPass to the Empower network again. So not sure. I mean, there's just some fine things that we don't really have all worked out yet. So, any last questions from anybody out there?
I just want to say two things real quick.
Okay.
They might just have to refresh their API, which is simple. You can do that pretty simple, but
Right.
we'll get to that point when we get to it. But
Right.
the second thing was, the question was, are they automatically a black member? And you're not automatically a black member because you still have to pay. You'll have to pay that $39.95 or that $90 or that $100.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the other thing, and but I mean, people are saying, well, why are we paying $39? Well, see, there's a lot of things that we do as iPass Black members. They're not free, okay, and so that's going to help pay for some of the events and stuff that we're going to do, right?
Yeah, and also
Right.
you can also, like, if you're not with the prosperity team, or if you are, I believe if you aren't, but you're paying the $39.95, don't you get access to the back? I have access to the back office now. And so there are other funnels now. Before iPAS2 launches, there are other funnels back there that you can use.
Right, and if you go through the prosperity team, I mean, it now will take you right to the Fight the Forces of Evil funnels or the sales page. So, so they're trying to tie everything together here with Empower. It's just there were so many. We went 2.5 years and we made very few changes in anything. Now, in the last few months, we've been making a lot of changes everywhere, and the iPass system is trying to keep up, and Prosperity is trying to keep up, and everybody's trying to keep up. So,
Right. And the other thing about that, when you pay that $39.95 to go to Black, and if you're going to pay $39.95, just pay the $97 and get a coach. But that's my opinion, and I think that's all of our opinion. All of our opinions on here.
You're right. Yes.
But what I was going to say about it was, when you pay at $39.95, then you also go up to getting this you get 70% commissions on your iPass products versus the 50% commission. And like we were just talking about it at the meeting, Chad, is the tripwire, like some of the early numbers on the tripwire when they were testing, they said it probably was going to convert at like 15%, and I think that was behind a capture page. So now you're going to have probably higher conversions because you're not going to have the capture page, so you're going to see more eyeballs on your offer. But even if it was just 15% converting on the tripwire, say you send 1,000 clicks, that's 150 people that convert at $7, and you make $5 off that. So you just made $500. So if you're paying $500 or less for your traffic, you're going to be able to just keep putting that money back to your traffic. Your traffic's getting paid for. And that's my plan for all of my iPass products, the stuff that I make on the front end and the core and all that stuff, is just to keep dumping that money back into traffic, because where I'm going to make money is going to come from the Empower end, the product maximizers. So
Right.
that's going to be my strategy, is let the iPass sales, those early sales for the core offer and the $97 offer, let that stuff pay for traffic. I'll keep dumping that stuff into traffic,
Right.
and then I'll make my big money off of Empower. That's going to be my strategy.
Well, and that should be everybody's strategy. That was the whole purpose for iPass. There's three purposes for iPass. One, it's another way of getting people into the system without them seeing Empower. And a lot of people have seen Empower and then are saying, oh, I'm not interested in Empower, but they haven't seen iPass. So it was another way to get people in. Then the other thing is it pays for all your traffic, that you'd be paying for traffic to you'd be constantly paying for traffic to go in the Empower Network system. The iPAS system will pay for the traffic, and you actually can make some money on it on top of that, and then so it can be perpetual. So I got a question. If you're paying 97, that's for all the other 39, all that stuff that you'd be getting at 39, making 70%. In your coaches, if you want traffic, we have proprietary traffic sources that, as a gold level member, you'll be able to purchase. And I assume it's still going to be at the gold level, but now since we've changed the silver and the gold, I don't know at what level now you can actually purchase the traffic. Okay, Chris didn't say yet, and so we can't say, but as of a few days ago, it was the gold level. So at the gold level, which would mean you'd have to have the 15K formula at least, then you can purchase the traffic. And these are from very good traffic sources. This is not junk traffic. This is proprietary traffic sources that we've made agreements with, and so it'll be very good. And we've also made arrangements. Buying it in bulk, you can get a whole lot cheaper, because if you're only able to spend $100 or $200 a week, you're not going to be able to get a very good deal on traffic. But by us buying it in huge volumes, then you can, even if you can only afford $100 or $200 a week, you're still going to get a heck of a deal on the traffic, and so you're going to be in a lot better shape by doing that. Anything else anybody want to add? I think I've answered all the questions. So if you paid $97 a month, that's for the coaching and the iPass, and you still have to buy traffic if you don't want. I mean, you're still going to have to get leads from somewhere. I mean, you either get them through you upgrade to at least a gold level. And you can purchase them at a discount through our system, and I'd still recommend this. Go out and get your own traffic. There are other sources too. Don't leave any stone unturned.
Right.
Still go out on Facebook. Still, if you've been doing Facebook, keep doing Facebook. If you're doing solo ads, keep doing solo ads. If you're, send it all. But now send it directly to the Tripwire offers. And so, don't just focus on one thing. There's so many different ways. And if you got the ITF from Vic, there's a lot of other different ways you can get traffic. So use them all. Use them all. Get good at one though, and don't spread your money around too far. I mean, if you only have one source, use our traffic source. Okay. Other than that, then spread it out and use other sources. Okay, go ahead. Anybody? Jay, Catherine, any last words?
Yes, if you want more information, like I said, contact me either on my website, catherineweathersby.com, or at kjweathersby@gmail.com, and I'll gladly send you the PDF. I've enjoyed talking to you tonight, training, and for me, good night.
Okay, Catherine, so glad to have you. And Jay, I'm glad you were able to join us. You got any last words?
My last words would be that I think everyone that's on this Hangout or watches this Hangout on the replay is in a very rare and unique position where a company can be 2.5 years old and feel like it's brand new and keep improving to where you now are going to have access between the iPass and what Empower is doing. You're going to have access to the best offline system on the market and the best online system in the market. So I don't think there's ever been a more perfect time to be in the right place with the right people than where you're at right now.
You are right. And ITF is, I got a question, is the Internet Traffic Formula Vic Stryhouse developed, and is that, can they even buy that?
No.
No, I didn't think so. Okay. So I didn't know with what, with Vic's. Anyway, so if you don't have it, find somebody who's got it, and and that's Internet Traffic Formula. You'll find
Can I
it.
say one more?
Yeah, go ahead. Go.
Now that you brought that up, it just is that everyone knows now that the next event is going to be in October, and we talk every time we talk about get to the event, get to the event, get to the event. So now you've had 90 days. You've got a 90 days notice to know to get to the event. ITF that he just talked about, that Roy just talked about, for us that were in Miami, or if you got tipped off by somebody who was in Miami, you were able to buy the ITF product for $497, which ended up selling for $1,500. So for us that sold one, we made $1,500 commissions. So that was a benefit of being at the event. And for us that were just in Charlotte, you got access to get DVDs that are out of stock right now. So everyone kind of got that little head start. So that was another benefit of getting to events. So we preach and talk about getting these events, and then we actually go to these events. And so we're telling you to get to the next event, which you know for sure 100% is in October and is in Orlando. So start planning.
That's right. October, I believe the second week of October in Orlando, and that's going to be, we're going to take the Empower Network international. I mean, big time. People who were in Amway, when they went big international, I mean, they'd been, I guess, international for a little bit, but they went big international. Well, that's what we're going to do with Empower Network. I mean, we're already international. We're going to go big international, okay? And you're going to have a chance to make huge, huge sums of money. This, when David says 100 millionaires a year, 2015 will probably make 100 millionaires. If you want to be one of them, I would suggest you you get all in and go to work, and whatever it takes. Learn all the products so you can answer all the questions. Go through everything. You know, don't just say, oh, I'm going to just go buy traffic and just, you know, that's not going to get you very far. I mean, you'll make money, but you know, you got to be a leader. Be a leader. Get yourself out there. And so if you want to get a hold of me, get the DVD. If you're on the webinar, just go to Facebook, type in Roy Harris, and you'll find me. And then give me a request, and I'll friend you, and then you can message me with all the information, and I'll send you the PayPal information so you can pay. So it'd be basically $5 for. I'll send 2 DVDs to anywhere. As far as I know, it's been about that much. It's been four something, you know, but I just rounded up to $5, and $15 seems to be international. Seems to be pretty much. So you get a couple of DVDs. One you can keep yourself. One you hand out. So if you're live on this, you can get those. Okay. We're already 18 past the hour, and and that's longer than I like to have these. So we're gonna shut down. Everybody, say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Okay. Take care.